One Zambia, One Nation. Good evening and a warm welcome to our main news on ZNBC TV1. To present the news, my name is Nawalia Vlahakis and my sign language interpreter is Chola Kaoma. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Edgar Lungu says there is need to establish training institutes across the country that will help develop human capital. Government says peace and stability is critical in the country's chiefdoms. Residents of Lusaka's Livala area are unhappy with the power utility company ZESCO for failing to remove electricity poles which have been erected in the middle of the road. And midfield genius Spencer Sautu scored the only goal of the match as Green Eagles stand South African giants Orlando Pirates 1-0 to send the home crowd into frenzy. We now have the news in detail. President Edgar Lungu says there is need to provide training institutes across the country that will help develop human capital. President Lungu said this when he officially commissioned the 25 million kwacha Isoka Trades Training Institute in Muchinga province. The head of state said this will enable the country to bridge the gap in the labor market and help youths to create self-employment. We have details in this report.
Isoka residents gathered in numbers to witness the official opening of the first ever Trades Training Institute in the province. This is because this Trades Institute will provide various survival skills for the people of Muchinga and surrounding areas. President Edgar Lungu officially opened the multi-million institute.
We are a great government, and we will not be distracted by those areas. Doing what we promised to the people of Zambia, and we will continue doing that. You also put in my mandate is to take development to all parts of the country where our people are, regardless of how they vote, because Zambia is one Zambia, one nation, and the president of Zambia is me.
He said his administration will not relent in providing skills to the Zambian people.
Ladies and gentlemen, when the government has embarked on a program to construct training institutes across the country with adequate and appropriate infrastructure. To this effect, I'm pleased to inform you that remarkable progress has been made in ensuring that more training institutes are constructed. Our country, we need skilled human capital relevant to the demands of the current job market and which empowers the youth to be self-employed.
He also planted a tree at the institute. And Higher Education Minister Brian Mushimba says the Trade Institute is demonstration of government's commitment to bridge the labor market gap.
This is befitting present to the people of Isoka and surrounding areas for showing trust in your leadership.
The Provincial Minister Maloza Sichone, the institute will provide skills for the youths in the province.
You've always worried over youths, and what you are doing today in Isoka Excellence. The dream we've had for so many years in Isoka Excellence indeed is a direct solution to the problem that we have with the youths in Isoka and Muchinga in general. The people you are seeing here, Your Excellency, support your government totally.
The institute was constructed at a cost of 25 million kwacha and will help develop skilled human capital relevant to the demands of the current job market.
And President Lungu has commended the military personnel for continuing to exhibit high levels of discipline and professionalism in the execution of their duties. The president said this when he addressed military officers who were part of the weekly routine jogging exercise in Kasama, where he was joined by some residents and military personnel. Here's a report.
Non-communicable diseases have shown to be an emerging health concern in the country. This is why government is not only emphasizing on the need to enhance healthcare service, but also encouraging physical exercise among citizens. And as per tradition, every Saturday as the sun rises, President Edgar Lungu takes his 10-kilometer morning jog alongside residents. This time, he was in Kasama. Some residents stood along the roadside to get a glimpse of the president as he jogged, while others opted to join the jog. He also addressed the military personnel.
I have always known that discipline and morale and hard work go together, and the discipline can be also enhanced by physical fitness. And I think we look to the army, the defense forces all the time. Remember when we couldn't conquer Korea in Lusaka, I had to go upon you. So I'm very proud of the levels of fitness, because we are on duty 24/7, and any time you can be called upon to serve in any capacity.
And in an interview, President Lungu said he is confident that such physical activity will help the country fight against NCDs.
Yes, we are doing very well, but I haven't got the statistics yet. But I know that the number of people who stay away from work because of being tired in the morning has reduced. The number of people who are sleeping on duty has reduced. Because obviously after a heavy morning workout like this, I don't think you'll be sleeping. You'll be on your toe because blood will be circulating and everything will be running in your body. That's what I've seen. But let's wait, let's give it a period of time so that we can be able to assess statistically.
Many understand the importance of participating in such exercises.
President watulanga kwatumona fe pa TV tule mona fe kwa tilimbi mivale vepa fenomba ine na sta witness.
And I feel very, very fit. And I want to encourage people out there, please let's exercise, because this is very good for our body, it's very good for our health. So let's keep running. I'm very excited that the president came up with such an initiative for people.
Medical experts have also encouraged lifestyle change to enable the country win the fight against NCDs. Ruth Chainda, ZNBC News, Kasama.
Meanwhile, President Lungu has expressed concern at the rate of deforestation in the country. The president says deforestation has continued to negatively affect the country through climate change. He says there is need to mitigate the effects of climate change by planting more trees. President Lungu has also called on the public to take keen interest in planting trees to mitigate the effects of climate change and desist from engaging in negative practices such as charcoal burning. The president was speaking when he launched the Zafiko plantation in Lakonde. He also noted that there is need to scale up new plantations to create jobs and protect the environment. And President Lungu said government is determined to take development to all parts of the country to uplift the lives of people, especially in rural areas.
One Zambia, one nation. Republic of Zambia. Launch of the Zambia Forestry and Forest The government will continue to facilitate conducive environment for investment, such as for Zafiko and other local and foreign investors in the forest sector. Urgent need to scale up the establishment of new plantations across the country to meet the growing need for timber. Equally concerned at the rate our trees are being cut down in this part of the country, where agricultural practices such as treatment system have continued to pose a threat to forest conservation and afforestation programs. I'm saddened to learn that there is also rampant and unregulated charcoal production in this area, and this is contributing to deforestation.
At the same event, Lands and Natural Resources Minister Jane Kapata said her ministry will continue to enhance partnerships to replant trees in areas that are bare. And Muchinga Province Minister Maloza Sichone said through Zafiko, the province will contribute to wealth and job creation. Meanwhile, Zafeco Managing Director Frighton Sichone said the plantation in Nakonde has so far covered 300 hectares of land. He said more than 300 people have been employed at the plantation. And chiefs from various parts of Mchinga province have praised President Lungu for the continuous developmental projects being undertaken across the country and have since blessed him. Chief Mwene Chifungwe has also rendered full support to the PF, saying it is a listening government and attentive to the cries of the people. He said if the people voted for another political party, it would have been a mistake because all the good developmental projects that were started would have been halted. And Chieftainess Nawaitwika expressed happiness to meet President Lungu. The traditional leaders said this when President Edgar Lungu met them in Nakonde today. And President Lungu thanked the traditional leaders for according him a warm welcome.
Decision pakuvotera PF back in power after losing Michael Chirufyasani. Ngatwali pangire mistake. Fyose viba PF vatampire ngatafire moneka hiyo. Ngafyali bapa stand still. Pari inoista.
These shadows and you are passing through a lot of city measures, but all the same we are going to work as a team. We cannot surpass any other thing if we just work individually. But collectively, we can make our ends meet. And we wish you all the best during this short time that will be in this area. Give us what you've brought us for. Whatever message the people are ready to receive from you.
Yole sapa pala pantu tatwata la pokerela kateka kuno kumwe sina konde tulompa vyati ali uku mamba kuno kumwe spinshi twachita so ile twa umfilo kuti lawe bakateka balesa kutwali temo twatumwelesa mukumuka fikirisho yonse.
And business came to a standstill in Kasama district as President Lungu toured Chambeshi market. While in Kasama, President Lungu assured marketeers that government will soon electrify and improve infrastructure at the market. We have a report.
The reunion of President Edgar Lungu and former UPND Vice President Geoffrey Mamba brought Kasama to a standstill as thousands of Kasama residents thronged the streets of Chambeshi to take a glimpse of President Edgar Lungu, who went to tour Chambeshi Market, which is one of the biggest markets in Kasama. The residents who sang songs of praise for President Edgar Lungu escorted him all the way up to the market. It was here that President Lungu and Mr. Mamba embraced each other, much to the delight of thousands of residents who witnessed the reunion. The reunion was also witnessed by some cabinet ministers and Kasama Central Member of Parliament, Kelvin Sampa. Mr. Mamba unreservedly apologized to President Lungu for having wronged him during the time he defected to the UPND. And addressing marketeers during a public gathering, President Lungu urged OPF members to embrace everyone rejoining the party and work with them in harmony. He also assured marketeers that government will empower them so as to enable them thrive and contribute to the economy. Mindful that lack of electricity hinders trade, President Lungu also informed traders that Chambeshi market will be electrified. And former UPND Vice President Geoffrey Mwamba said Northern Province is a no-go area for any political party aside the PF. In April this year, Mr. Mwamba resigned from the UPND to rejoin the Patriotic Front, PF.
The Presidential Empowerment Initiative Fund has urged all provincial ministers and members of parliament to work with it to deliver empowerment equipment to their respective provinces and constituencies. National Coordinator Clement Tembo says this is in a bid to ensure all constituencies across the country receive a share of the empowerment packages from President Edgar Lungu. He was speaking when he handed over egg incubators, a block-making machine and goats in Masaiti, Copperbelt Province. Here's a report.
They are the latest to be empowered by the Presidential Empowerment Initiative Fund. These are women cooperatives and youth groups from Masaiti constituency in Copperbelt Province. This was made possible by Masaiti Member of Parliament, Michael Katambo, who engaged the Presidential Empowerment Initiative Fund after identifying the groups that needed empowerment in his constituency. And National Coordinator Clement Tembo has urged other provincial ministers and members of parliament to emulate Mr. Katambo.
It's up to you, the minister, it is up to you, the MP and the DC, to collaborate with us at the Presidential Empowerment Fund. Because we have the muscle, we just want you to come, we complement each other so that we work together and ensure that we deliver the people who voted for us.
And we are very optimistic that we are going to reach that target because we have mobilized enough resources to go around the country, and our target is also 56 districts at the end of the year.
And Mr. Katambo, who is also Agriculture Minister, called for quick distribution of agriculture inputs to farmers in Copperbelt Province. Earlier, Mr. Tembo paid the Ketesiko on Senior Chief Mushili Munyemesha of the Lamba people.
Pakuti balungu tabashire pwempanga apata palisuku. Tu umutima wa mfumu waline kuhipela kabirine kuliposa poneli waluku mutipatela pamilimu ya vipatela.
Nisepera aba youth na bena natubaletera ku empowerment na ba blind twafa tukwa ba section ya ba blind na
The team is also expected to empower various churches in Masaiti before concluding its tour. Wilson Mulinda, ZNBC News, Masaiti.
Ministry of Health Permanent Secretary for Technical Services, Kennedy Malama, says government has empowered the private sector through the General Nursing Council of Zambia, GNCZ, to establish more nursing colleges in the country. Dr. Malama says this is in a bid to increase the output of nurses and midwives in the country. He further says this will help the ministry achieve the legacy goal of recruiting 30,000 health workers by 2021. And Chilanga Member of Parliament, Maria Langa, advised students to be disciplined as nursing is a noble profession. Meanwhile, Chilanga District Council Chairperson Anne Brown said it is the desire of government to ensure development of schools and hospitals is taken to all areas and that Chilanga has not been left behind. And Plans of Memory Institute Chief Executive Officer Clinton Mwale said the institution will supplement government efforts in ensuring healthcare providers are equipped with the required skills.
Your government, my government, through the Ministry of Health and the General Nursing Council, has empowered the private sector to establish private nursing and midwifery colleges across the country. For the first time in the history of Zambia, we've seen an increase in private health institutions coming up.
If you have chosen to be nurses, you should also follow the discipline for nursing, so that you make your director, you make the Ministry of Health very proud with the way you're going to conduct yourselves after you leave your trainings. Opening of this big nursing institution, so that even in our district in Chilanga, our students remain in the district. There is no need of going to fight for places in other districts.
And we want to make Chilanga a name above. We're going to do it better. And when we expand, we will not move from Chilanga, we will only expand to the other places.
Deputy Secretary to the Cabinet, Martin Mutonga, says the country has made strides in implementing information communication technology, ICT, programs aimed at improving efficiency in service delivery. Dr. Mutonga says ICT has immensely contributed to the economic growth and job creation agenda of the country. He was speaking during the signing of a memorandum of agreement between University of Zambia and the Zambia Information and Communication Technology College, ZCIT, in Dola. And University of Zambia Vice-Chancellor Luke Mumba said UNZA is keen to partner with various institutions to enhance knowledge, skills, and institution development. Meanwhile, Zambia Information and Communication Technology College
in the Office of the President and charged with the mandate to coordinate and harmonize all ICTs in the public sector. I assure you that it is our desire to see that the partnership that UNZA and the Zambia ICT College has embarked on bears fruit within the shortest possible time, so that we can have our graduate out there to deliver the technology that the country desires.
We note that through this MOA, UNZA agrees to, among other things, collaborate in teaching, research and consultancy in the electrical and electronics engineering and the ICT field. UNZA is ready to train all teaching staff at ICT College from master's to PhD level in the above stated fields.
Witness yet again the signing of the MOA to collaborate in various areas such as training, research, and consultancy in the fields of electrical, electronics engineering, and the ICT, and several other programs, both in the post and undergraduate studies.
This is the ZNBC TV1 main news. We'll now take a break. Join us shortly. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Northwestern Province Minister Nathaniel Mubukwanu says farmers in the region have potential to produce more if they adopt new and improved farming technologies. Mr. Mubukwanu says the region has what it takes to produce food not only to feed the province, but also for the export market. He was speaking when he received a trophy won by the Provincial Show Society for National Efficiency at the just-ended 93rd Zambia Agriculture and Commercial Show in Lusaka. And Provincial Show Society Chairperson Arthur Kamulosu thanked government for the support rendered to the Show Society, which he said acts as a motivation for hard work. Mr. Kamulosu, however, appealed to government to help the society with transport, which he said is one of the biggest challenges the society is facing.
Farmers main stand. Yes, we won this 6 certificates. That's the fourth position. And then the youth the youth and the women, we won the first prize, which is the National Efficiency Award. I would like to present the trophy.
Very beautiful. Very beautiful.
And the certificate itself.
Thank you so much.
Thanks very much.
If we manage our efforts properly, if we plan our engagements properly, we can get results that are needed for us to bring this country to the levels that we want to see it. The agriculture show at whatever level is not only meant to showcase the various achievements, but also to motivate us, to motivate our farmers to be more innovative.
In thanking your office for the support which you continue to render to the social society. Also not forgetting the Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Livestock, the two mines and other stakeholders. And then the contribution we receive and the support we receive from your office makes our work easier. From that, I think if it continues, we are able to bring in more trophies as a province.
Tourism and Arts Minister Ronald Chitotela has pledged government support towards tourism investments that benefit communities. Mr. Chitotela has also called on tour operators to operate according to expectations of local communities. He was speaking during a meeting with the Kashokoto Mushingashi Game Ranch managers, and Kashokoto coordinator Alan Lupenga said his game ranch is committed to contributing to efforts to preserve and increase the number of wildlife species in the country. Meanwhile, Kaindu Natural Resources Trust chairperson Humphrey Kabinda said his community has withdrawn the court case against Kashokoto Mushingashi Game Ranch.
To succeed, we must operate where the community accepts. If the community does not accept the project, it will not succeed. So we need to, just speaking to the director, we need to come up with a program to tour these GMOs, because it's not just I've heard of the one in Petauke and Nimba. And the number of hotspot areas, we need to tour, engage in the community, listen from the community, so that as we agree with our partners, the investment must be protected. The investment can only be protected once the community buy into the idea and say, yes, this is our investment. They may not need security, because the people themselves will be security, because they'll secure, they will be part and parcel of the investment.
All the animals which are being brought in, either bought from other game ranch, even the community are going to benefit. They look for their own outfitter who's going to do the hunting. Kashokoto, it's an investment which has come with an open heart to help the community itself and to bring in more tourism, which will be a core business for the government, because copper, I don't think will stand for copper for quite some time. This time we divert to tourism itself.
Bank of Zambia Deputy Governor for Administration Tukia Mabulaka Nkasa says young people remain highly vulnerable to all forms of vices. Dr. Kankasa says that there is need to collectively help young people fight vices, because sustainable development includes young people contributing to the country's development agenda. She was speaking at the opening of the 7th Creating the Future conference in Lusaka today. And Barclays Bank Zambia Managing Director Mzinga Melu called on youths in the country to have a positive attitude in a highly competitive socio-economic environment. Meanwhile, Teen Vision Trust Board Chairperson Chibamba Kanyama said the platform, which is meant to share knowledge and ideas, will prepare young people to take up leadership and key roles in the future.
The future of this country is dependent on the quality of today's youth and how this youth is nurtured. Enhanced human capacity is critical to Zambia's economic transformation, and it begins with the right mindset. It is for this reason that I gladly welcomed the invitation to officiate at this year's conference. I commend the organizing team for bringing youth from diverse backgrounds to be exposed to the information that will help them seize the opportunities that Zambia offers.
We are very confident that as we get to other parts of Zambia in the near future, we know many parts of Zambia are calling that we should also have sessions in those provinces. Every young Zambian will have been thoroughly prepared to face the road ahead. All this has happened because of the support we continue to receive from various forces. Part of this support has come from you.
I started believing in myself at a very tender age. My motivation to success started in the first grade with my outstanding performance in my academia. I won an award each year because of how I put in effort and determination into my education.
Government says peace and stability is critical in the country's chiefdoms. Health Minister Chitalu Chilufya was speaking today when he officiated at this year's Lunda Lubanza traditional ceremony of the Lunda people in Zambezi district. Dr. Chilufya said all Zambians need to embrace each other under the One Zambia, One Nation motto, regardless of their ethnic backgrounds. The minister also delivered a message from President Edgar Lungu to congratulate Senior Chief Ishindi of the Lunda-speaking people of Zambezi district for organizing the ceremony this year. And the Lunda Lubanza Culture Association chairperson Brian Mukuyu thanked government on behalf of the senior chief for taking development to all parts of the country. Mr. Mukuyu also appealed to government to ensure that there is early distribution of farming inputs to the district before the start of the farming season.
He congratulates you, Your Royal Highness, and the Lunda people. His Excellency President Edgar Lungu makes a clarion call for peace, unity and love amongst all chiefdoms. The clarion call for peace is emphasized as peace is a precursor for development. As we celebrate the Lunda Lubanza traditional ceremony, let us honor our God, who through our ancestors bequeathed unto us this pristine land which we continue to enjoy today.
I would like to bring to the attention of government a number of concerns. One, the construction of a university in Northwestern Province in order to accord the school leavers in Northwestern Province attain higher education. The construction and upgrading of Kawungu Secondary School into a boarding secondary school in order to accommodate many pupils who cannot be admitted.
Thank you very much for watching the main news. We now take a break. Join us on the other side with Safety News. Welcome back. We now have the Safety segment. On the segment tonight, residents of Lusaka's Livala area are unhappy with the power utility company ZESCO for failing to remove electricity poles which have been erected in the middle of the road. In Safety News, residents of Lusaka's Livala area are unhappy with the power utility company ZESCO for failing to remove electricity poles which have been erected in the middle of the road. And a ZNBC News crew found the ZESCO poles in the middle of the road. But ZESCO national spokesperson Henry Kapata promised to get back to ZNBC over the matter. Here's a report.
Another act of lawlessness in the city of Lusaka. These are ZESCO poles right on the middle of the road in Livala area. Now, residents in this area are up in arms against authorities and want the poles removed. They say the poles are not only a danger to people but also hinder the construction of township roads.
They should have put them in between the boundaries of the houses, where they, like this house where it is, on that wall fence there. That's where they're supposed to put the poles, not inside the road. And also another thing is when giving out plots, they should have considered the the lines where the pole line, the ZESCO pole lines will pass.
No, there is need for ZESCO to come and remove these poles because we need constructive roads, not like the way the road is.
ZESCO bafire okufumya amapozi bayabike bino not if pipe okuba road up.
Wrongly placed because they have hindered the progression of development of this road. It can't improve. I'm told RDA came to inspect with a view that they'll put tarmac here, but they said machines cannot pass. It's just an appeal that ZESCO and RDA should talk to each other and have this post shifted.
ZESCO national spokesperson Henry Kapata was reluctant to comment on the matter and promised to get back. Whether it is the poles on the road which came first, what residents here want is the poles removed. Katwishi Waria, ZNBC News in Lusaka.
Well, that's it for the safety segment. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, that is where we end the news. We'll now leave you with a set of commercials.